Hello YouTube! I just wanted to share another one of my stories from my distant bohemian past when I was 14 years old. I attended art classes and workshops and seminars, and one of the most memorable ones was when I attended this workshop at the Museum of Philippine Art, or MOPA, along Ross Boulevard in Manila. This was also in 1981, like the last video where I talked about my other painting escapade. Anyway, this was an art workshop where we tackled a lot of different aspects of art, not only painting. And from the advertisement in the newspaper, it promised to teach us a lot of things, and my parents wanted to enroll me in it, just to get rid of me for the summer. A few days in the summer, really. So there I was, in the Museum of Philippine Art, along with these other people, and the first thing I noticed was this really cute girl. At first, I didn't want to attend the workshop because I already attended the painting lessons from Mr. Solano and the rest. But when I got there, and I saw the girl, when I showed up for the next workshop day, I went there because I wanted to see the girl, basically. So I'm like that. I was like that when I was younger.
Stalker.
What stalker? We're not there yet. You're spoiling the story. Okay. So I just basically went through the motions of attending the workshop. The first day, it was kind of we were given a metal plate, a very soft metal plate, where we can hammer a nail into it and we can sculpt something from it. What's the reverse of emboss?
Deboss.
Deboss? Where we hammer into the face of the soft metal plate and we can form a drawing of sorts. So it's okay. I love hammering away at things, hitting things like that, hammering away. I like that, so it was enjoyable. But I kept looking, at the girl softly hammering away at her own metal plate. I was like, she was taller than me, and she was kind of black beauty. Filipinas,
Morena.
yeah, mostly have somewhat dark skin, brown. She was browner than most, but I thought she was beautiful, and I felt like it was becoming more than just a crush on my end, and I look forward to every day of the workshop just to see her, and I wanted to talk to her. I just wanted to, shoot the breeze and hang out and whatever. But, being only, 13, 14 years old, I just didn't have the nerve to come up and talk to her. And one day, I was minding a tray of pentel pens, and because it was one of the tools that we used for another one of our activities, I was trying out pentel pens that I can use. So I was with a tray, and she came over. And she was looking for a pen, and I just happened to hold one of the working ones, and I look at her, and then she got it and said thank you. She was like this, thank you, and I was like that. So I missed the chance, to be able to talk to her, but because I was a little kid, I just didn't know what to say really. Until we finished the workshop a few weeks later. Every day of the workshop, I was wanting to talk to her, but I didn't get the chance. And up until the graduation, I was
Torpe!
yeah, torpe is the Tagalog word for it. Tongue-tied, really. So the last day of the workshop, I felt like I was I dressed in my best clothes, just to impress her. I came in a nice shirt and my green pants and what? Green? Yes, green pants.
Leprechaun?
Not a leprechaun. Leprechaun. I thought it was a nice pants, because it was the one I used for scouting. I was a Boy Scout back in high school, and I graduated from being simply a scout into an assistant scoutmaster. So I had the privilege of wearing pants, and those green pants I thought were really pretty good looking. See, it was a nice mint green with some yellow scouting symbols all over it. Really, it was nice. It was nice. Okay. Okay, it was nice. Okay, so I thought I looked good. I had a haircut. Not like I had much longer hair than this before. I thought I looked good. For some reason, the other kids were laughing at me, but I didn't care about them really. So I was there for to see her really. But for some reason, I didn't think I see her. I didn't think I saw her that day. And but she did, she did leave some of her artworks there. We would it was the last day. We were supposed to take our artworks and bring them home. And since she wasn't there and her artworks were there, I got one and brought it home with me. I don't know if I still have it. It's I suppose it's in one of the boxes that we brought home from Manila to San Pablo, somewhere in the storage box somewhere. I never did see that girl again. I remember during one of those workshop days, after the workshop, she went home. I kind of followed her a bit. Just appreciating the way she walked, appreciating the way her hair fell down like that. She had a nice long hair. The way she walked, it was like I was following her like that, and she crossed the road and I crossed the road, and then she went there and I followed, really just starry-eyed. And then all of a sudden she wasn't there anymore. I think she got on a jeep, maybe, and I was there standing in the middle of the road, wondering where the hell I am. I think I got lost, So I wandered a little bit until I found my way back home again. Anyway, the name of the girl, I will tell you the name of the girl. Her name was Brenda Apuyao. And if you are a friend of hers, or if you are Brenda Apuyao, I really would like to get in touch with you just to tell you something, because all those times I just wanted to say something, but I wasn't able to. And just this once, I would be able to say hi.
Really now?
Just hi.
Okay.
Just hi. What? For all I know, she could be, she has 8 kids, she's 250 pounds. Or maybe she could be hot. She could be hot, She could be hot. So, Brenda Apoyo, if you're out there,
I'm shaking my head.
leave a comment. I think I'm pretty secure in our relationship, to stand a little bit of interaction with the opposite sex. Just hi with the opposite sex, don't you think?
Yeah.
See, I would.
I know you love me.
Yes, I do. Okay, YouTube. This is a lesson in loyalty. Okay, fidelity. You. Okay, YouTube. Bye-bye.